But, as I mentioned, nonetheless, it should not happen regardless because there needs to be rules and regulations placed. And honestly, players shouldn't even be getting paid in the first place. There shouldn't be a 12-team playoff because do we need a 12-team playoff to decide who the best team in college football is? Because right now, 6 of the 7 best teams are in the SEC. That's going to figure itself out because they already got to play each other. You look at the Big Ten, the only real true contender looking right now is Ohio State. And they still have quarterback questions. It's all for the money and the marketing, guys. With the legalization of gambling, greed has taken over. It sickens me. But this is the type of stuff you're going to get. And if they don't figure it out, it's going to ruin college football. And that is just a matter of the fact. A massive developing story coming out for college football last night around midnight Eastern in regards to UNLV and their starting quarterback. Their starting quarterback went to Twitter last night to say that he is going to redshirt himself and forgo the rest of this season in regards to NIL money that he was not paid that supposedly was promised to him by an assistant coach on the staff. Reportedly, it was $100,000, and he was only paid $3,000 out of that, according to Matt Sluke. Now, UNLV has since came out and said that he did not transfer because of money that was not paid. Rather, because of his performance early in the season, him and his family went and got an agent. And there is also unconfirmed reports of Sluka being offered by other teams to redshirt and forgo the rest of the season so they can pay him, money in excess of $100,000. Guys, this is what people wanted, right? You wanted to pay players. You pretty much wanted free agency, with the transfer portal for players. This is what you're going to get, guys. Coaches and analysts and people in the media have been saying that the NIL and the transfer portal, it's pretty much the Wild West right now in college football. There's no rules regulating what you can and can't do, and the rules that are in place are not being enforced. It's absolute pandemonium right now in college football as far as NIL and the transfer portal. And there was a massive domino that fell today that is going to lead to a chain reaction of many more things like this to come, guys, because He just redshirted himself 3 weeks into the season, and he just said he's not going to play. How many more teams or how many more players are going to do this if they're supposedly not offered the money that they were supposed to? Or maybe it doesn't pan out in the first couple of weeks and they get offered more money under the table by another team, in a tampering situation. How many tampering situations are going on, guys, that we don't know about or that we do know about that aren't being enforced? So what's this going to lead to, guys? A player can just announce he's going to redshirt 3 weeks into the season and then potentially transfer and go to another school and be playing for them next year. And on the same token, these verbal agreements by these coaches and to these players, guys, there's going to have to start being collectives that are formed. There's going to have to start being written contracts, for players. This is going to turn into a professional league, guys, and anybody with the brain knew it was. But in the infancy of this new era of college football, guys, stuff like this is going to happen. This is absolutely absurd. Now, like I said, we don't know what is 100% true and false at this point, but, I did give y'all Matt Sluka's side, and I did give you UNLV's side, and I think on both tokens, it's absurd. It shouldn't happen whether which side is right and which side is wrong here, because there's both so many things that should have been prevented via rules or, a written contract that would have fixed it. But instead, we're left here with a player announcing he's going to redshirt himself on a team that's 3-0 and just upset Kansas. Guys, they're one of the favorites for a non-Power 5 team to make the playoffs. This completely throws their season in a wrench, not to mention it's the starting quarterback of the team. Where have the values and morals gone? I mean, I understand, you're young, you're 21, 22, and you got a chance to make, potentially life-changing money. But this is why there needs to be rules and regulations, guys, because, given both sides' stories right now, I can see reasons for both sides to act, how they are, given their explanations for the story. But, as I mentioned, nonetheless, it should not happen regardless because there needs to be rules and regulations placed. And honestly, players shouldn't even be getting paid in the first place. There shouldn't be a 12-team playoff because do we need a 12-team playoff to decide who the best team in college football is? Because right now, 6 of the 7 best teams are in the SEC. That's going to figure itself out because they already got to play each other. You look at the Big Ten, the only real true contender looking right now is Ohio State. And they still have quarterback questions, and you've seen that, you're not going to be able to win a national championship without an elite college quarterback anymore. It's all for the money and the marketing, guys. With the legalization of gambling, greed has taken over. It sickens me. But this is the type of stuff you're going to get, and if they don't figure it out, it's going to ruin college football. And that is just a matter of the fact. It's just a matter of the fact. Now, talking about UNLV a little bit as a program. Okay, they, like I said in the intro, they got Malik Williams coming in from Campbell. I think he's a 6-year senior, veteran guy. He played against Utah Tech, I believe, in UNLV's win over them, and he looked impressive there at Campbell. Spoken of in very high regard from his time there. So I think UNLV will be okay going forward. Matt Sluke wasn't the make or break of this team, guys. They've looked good at the line of scrimmage. They've looked good with the skill position players that they have. So it's not over for them. Malik Williams, I think, with the experience he has being a quarterback. He's already played in massive games. He has the experience at the helm running an offense. So keep an eye out on UNLV going forward, obviously, because of this new quarterback situation, 4 weeks into the season. Due to the starter redshirting himself, guys. Absolutely crazy, but I just wanted to get this out there. Quick news, breaking news that I think is going to change the landscape of college football because of all this NIL bullshit. But nonetheless, guys, definitely let me know what y'all think in the comments because this is a developing story. This video could be outdated in, as soon as 4, 5, 6 hours. So subscribe to the channel and comment, guys. We got a plethora of videos talking about Miami, Alabama, and Georgia playing this weekend. So a bunch of videos on the channel, guys. Make sure you check those out. Subscribe and comment your thoughts. I'm going to be replying to all the comments, guys, because I am very intrigued by this situation. Do you think that this is ruining college football? The NIL, the verbal commitment of schools to players without written contracts. This is absurd, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.